Security, food, and health is the backbone of every robust nation. For a nation to be self-sustained, such a nation must pride herself on food dependence and good health system, otherwise it will remain a begging nation just like Nigeria. Over the years, Niki has been advocating for our fellow Biafrans to go into agriculture as the most functional means for our sustenance at the moment. Incidentally, the flood menace in Biafra land have created this opportunity and will force it on our people, whether they like it or not. Earlier today, the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, the DOS, have really come up with this ideology and to enforce it on our people in Biafra land that it is high time and it is absolutely necessary for our people to embark on food and famine revolution in Biafra land. And that is a fact. That is a reality that has to be carried out, whether you like it or not. In fact, there is nothing more nobler than agriculture. There is nothing that you can use to compare agriculture from my own standpoint. Because at the end of the day, every living being must eat. And for you to eat, the food must come from agriculture. And good thing, IPOB, from her wisdom, have already established the ESN, who will guide us, who will protect us. And you have seen where the Zoological Republic is heading currently. They are heading towards famine. When I mean famine, I mean lack of food. Because this incident of flood has really devastated so many things. It has changed the economy of the Zoological Republic from where it was, the worst state, to the worst part of it at this particular point in time. And we have to be thankful that Biafra, IPOB, have visionary leaders in the name of the DOS who have come out and say this is something we can do without. We need to go into farming and agriculture to produce enough food for our people. Wonderful people, men and women of good conscience and lovers of freedom all over the globe. We welcome you back once again to our News Digest this day, the 9th day of November 2022. Today is Wednesday to be precise. We must say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. Of course, this is still coming from the desk of Niki, where we bring you the undiluted truth, the way it is, and the way it is certain. We bring you all that we can offer to you to keep you abreast of the event that is going on in the Zoological Republic, in Biafra. Well, you have come to see how things are changing. Things are moving from bad to worse in Nigeria today. And the flood menace has really created an impact, and we have to utilize it the best way we can. Of course, Nigeria has come up with the idea that as things are going their way, there's going to be famine in Nigeria, food shortage, flooding, Nigeria about to enter food crisis in the northeast. Agency NEDC warns. Not only in the northeast, I'm just using this opportunity to let our people understand what every person in Nigeria is going to face if you do not act on time. Especially, we want to focus on our people. But let's just go look at it from the broader side. What Nigeria have to say as regard to this. He spoke in Abuja while receiving the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed. The Managing Director of the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, Muhammad Akali, on Tuesday, said the recent flooding, which destroyed many farmlands, would cause food insecurity. He spoke in Abuja. He said the crisis created by the flood has led to most of the farmlands that will be cultivated in the northeast destroyed. This will definitely create a huge gap in food safety and security. What's happening internationally is another disaster, which we are yet to see the total effect. For instance, the fight between, well, what is going on in Russia as well as Ukraine. We all know the consequences of it all over the world, culminating in a loaf of bread sold for 500 naira to 800 naira currently as it is. Well, of course, this is the situation that Africa as a whole put themselves by allowing Africa to be dependent on Europe and America. I mean, when I mean America, I mean the North and the South. In a way, because of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, the policy they created years back, that Africa will be dependent on Europe as well as America in supply of grain. And African leaders allowed us to be playing out. The only thing by which Africa can export is only cocoa. And it's not saying that they are exporting it. The Europeans, the Americans are still in Africa, harvesting the cocoa, taking it by themselves. Africa is exporting nothing when it comes to agriculture. But now, those people in Europe that they were relying on to supply them grain, you have seen what is going on. They themselves are lacking, because if you recall what happened earlier last year, late last year and earlier this year, as regard to the wildfire that took place in Europe and some parts of America, you will see some of their farms were burned down. They have not regained from it, let alone supplying Africa grain again. But now comes the situation. This flood that is taking place now has actually created this opportunity for our people to go back into farming. And it is necessary that people hold this opportunity with two hands. In fact, apart from providing food for our immediate consumption, agriculture is one of the endeavors that can make you a billionaire overnight. I'm telling you the truth. Until you venture into agriculture, you won't understand what we are saying. Our people used to say, who no go, no go no. So that is why it is high time that our people go into this foods and the agricultural revolution. And it is necessary. The earlier we hook on to it, the better for all of us. Well, following that, I just want to discuss a bit as regards to the plans of the FG, the federal government of Nigeria. The next plan they want to roll out as regards to insecurity, because it has been Nigerian government, their FG all the way. They are causing this. Here says Nigerian government, right state governors plan massive release of prisoners. Nigerian government, the Fulani Zoo government, the presidency, the FG, they are in plan with various governors of the states to have a massive release of prisoners from the prison. Why? One, because the election is coming. The Northerners want to utilize it. Let me just be specific on the APC. They want to use them to gain votes. And two, they want to use them to cause insecurity again, especially in the parts of Biafra land, because it is the Zoo government that is planning everything. The Minister of Interior, Araba, wrote the letter according to his media advisor, Sola Fasure, on Tuesday. The President Muhammadu Buhari-led government has written to the Nigerian Governors Forums to request a meeting in order to decongest jails around the country. In exactly 1 month, Araba stated he would meet with the state governments or governors to agree on the mass release of at least 30% of convicts from correctional facilities across the country. The minister said that the interface was necessary as more than 90% of the inmates were being held for contravening various state laws, noting that over 70% of the 75,635 inmates at present were awaiting trial. Well, let's just keep it there. If you say that your prison facility has been congested, why don't you build more? It's just a simple question you will ask. But on daily basis, you are giving bandits money, you are giving Mieti Allah money, Boko Haram, all of them, you are supplying them with money. Have you created an opportunity to decongest the level of insecurity that is going on in the Zoological Republic? No way. You've not created an enabling environment so that those who are not even inside, I mean, those who are not in prison, we have a better way of turning their life around. No, you've not created an opportunity for employment. You've not done anything, and you want to go inside the prison and bring them out. What would they do if they come out? This is common sense. You don't need to, it's not a rocket science. You don't need to think about it. This is the plan of the FG. They want to continue introducing security in the zoo. Look at how many thousands, millions of you that are roaming around on the streets of Nigeria. No work, nothing there to do. They are always looking for how they can get themselves involved with one or two vices, and that is the problem that we are facing. People used to say that an idle man is a devil worship. This teeming population of the youths in Nigeria that has no work, no job, you've not found a way to curtail these challenges, to create them, to engage them to some meaningful activities. And you want to go outside, inside the prison and bring more prisoners outside. Massive release of prisoners in Nigeria. That is what the federal government is planning without adequate putting things in order on how to control it. Can you not see what the FG Fulani FG is planning for the election come 2023 and to introduce more insecurity? This is the zoo for you. When we call them, refer them as the zoo, some people are getting annoyed. Why are we calling them zoo? But think about it. It's the assignment you have to do. Go and think about it. Which other country is doing things like this? Which other country, if you want to call your country a safe haven, then look at the behavior. Some people used to say, tell me your friend, I will tell you whom you are. On following that, still on the level of corruption in Nigeria, Nigerian lawyers have exposed how secret police, that is the DSS operatives, extort money from travelers at Lagos Airport. Not just at Lagos Airport, at every point in Nigeria, but more especially in Biafra land. You see DSS, you see the EFCC. We are coming to that to tell you what is going on as regard to the EFCC today. The lawyers have described the action of the officers as ridiculous as well as embarrassing to the entire country. A human rights lawyer, Melumi, has berated the action of the security agent, particularly the operatives of the Department of State Service, DSS, over the extortion of money from passengers coming into the country at Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. He describes the action of the officers as ridiculous as well as embarrassing to the entire country. Is Nigeria a country? Melumi, an Abuja-based lawyer, disclosed this in a post on Facebook page on Tuesday, following an encounter at the arrival wing of the airport where some DSS operatives allegedly begged for money from those arriving in the country. They are not just begging. Let me just put it straight. If you use the word beg, you are massaging the word. They don't beg. They will force you to pay them. If you are arriving into Nigeria airports, the DSS will force you to pay them. And I don't know any other word we can use to explain this, because they are holding gun. So we can say at the airport, DSS rob people at the gunpoint. That is the fact. In fact, that is the best way to explain this. I don't understand how someone who is holding gun will say he's begging somebody for money. Wonderful people, does that exist? Is that possible? Our common reasonableness will tell you this is not begging. And if you fail to give them the money, they take your ATM card, they arrest you, they go to bank, they withdraw all your money, and they will not release you. Go to various cells in Nigeria today, you see young people, you see people literally all over the cells in Nigeria. They did nothing. These are the people that DSS took. Go and put them there. Nothing they committed. It's not just about talking about what DSS is doing. It's taking action. As a lawyer, what will you people do? Nothing now. How can you do something when the judicial system in Nigeria is conniving with the executive to do otherwise against the law? This is what is going on in Zoological Republic today. And we will continue giving you reasons why we maintain that they are also referred to as the zoo. If you are not from Nigeria, tell me. If you are from Europe, if you are from America, if you're from Asia, if you're from Oceania, is there how your government behave? Is it how your various government parastatals behave? Is it how your security forces behave? When you answer us that question and you convince us what will make us not to refer to these people as zoo, and you that is writing every time that they are calling you a fatherland zoo, tell us, is it how reasonable government and people should function? If you can convince us that that is how other governments are functioning, and that is how other governments that have electricity, that have road, that have hospital, that have education is functioning, then perhaps we might come to terms and listen to you. But there is no way you can convince us, because that is not the way they are functioning. If it is the way they are functioning with the zoo, they will not have electricity 24/7. They will not have good roads, a very wonderful network of road. They will not have health system. They will not have education. They will not have transportation. But they, look at them, they have all these things. And you are Nigeria dragging. Why are we telling you the truth? Because it's the truth you want to defend against, which is not possible. We will continue keeping you guys updated as things are going on. Our hands are full with a lot of information we are going to flow to you today. Stay tuned as we continue bringing it to you.